And welcome to KAFTAN TV. Now today's the press edition. My name is Chukunalu AK. Today I'm not going to do this alone. I have in the studio.
I am Obasashita Medina.
All right, welcome Medina.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to start our newspaper review this morning with Daily Trust. But before we do that, I would like to apologize for coming late on the show. This morning is just due to technical reasons. I believe we'll make it up with you, our viewers. And so Daily Trust is leading with this morning with End Bad Governance protest. Victims' families await compensation 2 years after. Victims' families await compensation 2 years after. That is the leading story on the Daily Trust this morning. And the Daily Trust also have the picture of Alhaji Abubakar Alhaji, who was former Minister of Finance, I guess, and they just showing his his obituary, announcing his obituary, who was born in 1932 to 2026. Pray that may so rest in perfect peace. Then below the masthead of the Daily Trust newspaper, we have "Stop building flyovers," Tinubu tells governors. Stop building flyovers, Tinubu tells governors. Now, other story too is 2027 INEC rejects routine deployment of soldiers during elections. $10 raises stake at first held coal to 25.87%. You get all that on the Daily Trust newspaper, and that is what we have for you on the Daily Trust.
So right now on New Nigerian Tribune, we have the headline says, "Why we refuse to negotiate with Orire terrorists, Tinubu." And then we have Oyo government sets up judicial commission to probe Orire students' adoption. Then moving to Osun State politics, Osun 2026, political parties still accord for peaceful poll. That's on page 4, and that's all we have on Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, moving to the Guardian newspaper, we have high cost of hepatitis care. Stress facilities expose 20 million to liver damage. You get that on page 6 of the newspaper. And below the masthead, you have seen it expand oil sector probe to agencies. Firms over NIGCOMSAT audit findings. You get that on page 3 of the newspaper. Oyedele explains how Nigerians spend forex subsidy removal savings. That is also on page 3 of the newspaper. Hurewa accuses Rep panel for prejudging PFIPC probe. Also, you have that on page 3 of the newspaper. Contract fraud, most prevalent corruption in public sector, says EFCC box. You get that on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Fresh claims, counterclaims overshadow Osun Peace Accord ahead of polls. You get that on page 6 of the newspaper. FG end dirty fuel, says no petrol above 50 ppm in Nigeria. That is on page 5 of the newspaper. And lastly, on the Guardian newspaper this morning is FG adopt household mapping to tackle 15 million out of school children. You get that on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper.
So right now on The Nation, the headline says, "How federal government deploying fuel subsidy savings" by Oyedele. Above the masthead, we have Shetima-led mourner at Alhaji Alhaji's burial. And also we have the FCCPC 6 tighter control to protect electricity consumers. Tinubu Obasanjo Agui Irosi a patriot. And that's all we have on The Nation.
All right, moving to the Punch newspaper. The Punch is leading with Oyo abduction while we track arrested kidnappers' families. Tinubu while we tracked arrested kidnappers' families. Tinubu. That is on page 2 of the newspaper, but I will not go without reading out the riders that says abductors wanted us to release their detained members, pay ransom. President is saying that we were prepared to finish with terrorist families. Militants from Mali Burkina Faso, Niger, fueling Nigerians' insecurity. That was credited to Tinubu. Then other stories, we have fuel subsidy savings report coming soon. Oyedele is saying that you get that on page 24 of the newspaper. And drug trafficking in Africa jumped sixfold in 2 years. Africa is credited to have said that you get that story on page 20 of the newspaper. Beside the masthead of the newspaper, you have Osun 2026. Adeleke Oyebanji sound peace power as INEC warns troublemakers. You get that on page 18 of the newspaper.
So right now on this day we have the headline says Tinubu, we will not pay ransom or negotiate with terrorists, murderers, kidnappers. And then under that we have confirms oil adoption, suspect demanded money, gang leaders swapping. Above the marks head, we have here South Africa's Consul General sues for healing, reconciliation, and then the rider says, Nigeria stood by us when the world remained silent. We also have here, let us fall in love again with each other. And that's all we have on this day.
Okay, moving to Vanguard newspaper this morning is FJ labor clash over use of fuel subsidy removal savings say used to service increased worker salaries. Others, Oyedele is credited to have said that you are economical with truth. You are economical with truth. Labour tells FG dares finance minister to produce evidence on salary. That is on the leading story on the Vanguard newspaper. And the other stories on Vanguard newspaper is Orire, why we refuse to negotiate with terrorists. Tinubu is saying that you get that on page 8 and 12 of the paper. Nigeria and other African countries face six-fold security threat in 2 years. U.S. African is credited to have said that. And then the menace of open defecation, Nigerian silence sanitation emergency. I think that should be a special report on the Vanguard newspaper. And Nigerian mourns ex-finance minister Abubakar Alhaji. And the landing on Delta Road aircraft crew still in DSS detention. Kayamo is said that augment demand. Resident doctors begin strike August 10. That is the story we have for you on Vanguard front page.
And then we bring to you from Blueprint. The headline says INEC rejects deployment of military during routine election. And then below the picture we have no negotiation with terrorists, kidnappers, says Tinubu. Under that we have, that is the rider is saying, unveil state police plan, promises safeguard against abuse. Then there's recruitment will be based on merit, says by Barrow. And then under that we still have Tinubu dissolves pick, wants Dusin Ma to stop parading as secretary. That's all we have on Blueprint.
Okay, moving to Daily Monitor. Daily Monitor is leading with insecurity. FG won't negotiate with criminals. Tinubu. Insecurity, FG won't negotiate with criminals. Tinubu with the riders that says Nigeria will intensify intelligence-driven operations to defeat terrorism, banditry, other security threat. Resident doctors threaten indefinite strike from August 10. Says strike necessary due to FG's inability to resolve critical issues affecting resident doctors.
So moving to the matrix, the headline says insecurity. We must pay terrorist ransom. We won't pay terrorist ransom, Tinubu talks. And then the rider says terrorists threaten to marry female captives, kill others in Kwara. The other rider says DSS Forest Guard lead offensive against bandit, rescue 9 victims in Kwara. Then above the mark screen we have FG to publish detailed report on fuel subsidy savings utilization. And that's all we have on the matrix.
Okay, moving into Nigerian News Direct this morning is police backing alleged APC-sponsored violence in Osun. Police backing alleged APC-sponsored violence in Osun. Adeleke cries out. The rider says as police confirm release of Osun SSG. That is what News Direct is leading with this morning. News Direct also have other story that we've mentioned earlier on other newspapers. So let's move to the Whistler.
So on the Whistler, we have the headline says debt minimum wage gulped fuel subsidy savings, says FG. And then above the marks head, we have the NMDPRA target regional petroleum pricing benchmark for West Africa. Then beside the picture, we have heat waves killed nearly 3,000 in England, record death toll feared. We have the same story from our previous stories that says Tinubu dissolves Obasanjo era presidential committee. That's on page 7, and that's all we have on the Whistler.
Okay, moving to New Nigeria right now. New Nigeria is leading with tribute pour in as Nigerian former UK High Commissioner Finance Minister Alhaji dies at 87. With the rider that said Northern Governor's mom, Governor Yusuf Kondo, Sokoto Governor Sultan, he lived a fulfilled life, was trusted leader. Dingyadi says this. Then below the picture, masthead is Kaduna Monarch sues Keystone Bank over alleged 11 million unauthorized loan, demands 100 million damages. Beside the masthead is Christian Media Forum, his Ubasoni's running mate's choice. That is the story on the front page of New Nigeria.
Okay, moving to First Daily, the headline says Tinubu reaffirms headline stance against kidnappers. And then beside the picture we have FCCPC warns against 36 different power regulation. And then the NAFDAC is also saying alerts Nigerians after Niger bans Bumex rice. INEC is also saying on this newspaper that military must play limited role in 2027 election. And that's all we have on the First Daily first page.
Okay, lastly this morning on newspaper reviews that where we have business day, and business day is just leading with just one story in the front page, and then it says large corporates enter e-voicing era as early birds flag hurdles. Large corporates enter e-voicing era as early birds flags hurdles. Other stories of there is insurance recapitalization deadline ends today as sector awaits NIGCOMSAT verdict. And other story on energy is also just have their own share of in the front page of Business Day. And with business Day we end the headlines this morning to you, and we'll just go on a short break right now, and by the time we'll come back, my guest who is going to join me so that we have to we dissect what the newspaper is leading with. We look into what the newspapers are saying today. We look at so many things. We look at Tinubu's choice of word when he says governors should not build flyover again so that they can utilize the money that they are getting in their own state. Don't go away. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. It's a pleasure. I'm glad that you are still there with us. Like I told you before we go on that short break, that when we come, my guest will be joining us. Mind you, of Medinat Obasa just left the studio now to attend to some other thing. And I have two giants in the studio who have become public commentators that when you hear them, you will like to glue your face towards the television, because the kind of wisdom and passion they have towards the betterment of Nigeria. And I have in the studio to my far right Barrister Michael Okorie. Thank you for joining us this morning on The Press on KAFTAN TV.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, and I also have High Chief Wisdom Okoye, who has when you hear him speak, you will know that this is a voice that we need to hear in Nigeria. Hi, Chief Wisdom Okoye, welcome to the show once again this time around.
Thank you so very much.
Now, I brought you in the morning now so that you have
so smart this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, you've seen what the newspapers have reported this morning, and I believe many Nigerians are also, which are topical issues. Number one, that one of the things that we're going to talk about this morning is Tinubu defends anti-ransom pay. The anti-ransom policy. He defended because he make it as a policy that is not going to pay any ransom to anybody. And Tinubu defended that when some high chief from Oyo State came to visit him, and he was telling them about one of the things why he is not going to pay ransom to any terrorist. Now, I want to ask, let me start with the battle this morning. Should Nigeria continue its no ransom policy despite the ransom kidnapping in the country?
Yes. The point is payment of ransom is encouraging banditry and kidnapping. So it's important that government maintain and insist on the stance of non-payment of ransom. Because, this kidnapping is all business. People are being kidnapped and ransom demanded, and ransom is paid. Many other criminals who keep seeing it as money-making venture. So I fully support the decision of Mr. President to insist on government's position of non-payment of ransom. The government's approach of employing other measures to combat the insecurity of kidnapping, to arrest kidnapping, and to nip it in the bud is better than going for ransom payment. Ransom payment will rather encourage it, keep fueling it, and you see more incidents of kidnapping and more incidents of demanding for ransom because they're seeing it as a business.
Because they are also making money from out of it, and they
are making money. You will see the rate of kidnapping will never go down. So you see, I fully support Mr. President to insist on government stance on non-payment of ransom. It's better, and hopefully the Oyo kidnapping was solved without payment of ransom.
So they told us, right?
Yes.
But we might not know what might have gone behind it. I'm not saying that ransom was paid. The High Chief, I will come to you now on regarding that. Kidnapping is everywhere, and President is saying that he's not going to pay ransom to get paid. But kidnappings are happening everywhere in the country right now. Should we support Mr. President on this anti-ransom policy?
Yes, we start wasting any time. We have to support him. That's why you see, it's like anytime I always speak about our president, the maturity in him, he's a man that always have a very good decision for the nation because he's a grassroots politician. There is different when someone is not a grassroots politician. This is a president that knows his people's problem. He knows what is the problem. He's making decisions that will help the future of this country. And that is why you see me, because I don't joke and I don't deceive myself. You can't give what you don't have. You can only give what you have. And our president have in fact, he's a really good politician, grassroots politician, who knows how to make a decision that will solve problems. Why will for crying out loud, why will someone pay kidnappers? And let me even say this. Nigeria is not the only place this kind of crime or kidnapping cases happens. It happens all over the places, even in America, even in part of the world. But the only solution is, and I like the way our security agents, I like the way they are tackling the matter. I like the way they are very agile. You look at what is happening everywhere, how they was able technically rescued those kids without any harm. Did you get it? That's why when I talk about our security, I say that when especially Nigerian police, Nigerian army, all out, they are very good. They are being recognized in the world. They are they know. I mean, they have the intelligence.
Now, I want to ask that: can Nigeria actually defeat terrorism without negotiating, without trying to solve? Then, do you think that we have the capability of defeating terrorism?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the capacity, the capability to defeat terrorists, but let me, when we say that, you also know that in the whole country, every country in the world manage crime.
Yeah,
you don't defeat
crime.
You understand? Yes, because
crime is a little bit.
Did you understand?
Yes, I understand.
They manage crime.
Yeah, I understand that.
Even when I mean crime, I mean all the crime. Yes. They manage it. No country have completely stopped crime.
Yeah, that's correct.
Agreed. But terrorism is strange to us in the country, and is becoming something. What one of the things that terrorism does is it creates fears in the mind of the citizen, and gradually we are getting to it. Sometimes I look at it that is Nigeria going towards the way of Somalia, and is just getting closer to.
There was one incident that happened in Kenya when one Western Mall was taken over by Al-Shabaab, which is one of the terrorist group.
I think 2010.
Did you understand? Yes. So, but if you go to Kenya now, you see they increase some of security strategy, even at the malls, at the places. Do you understand? If you see something, say something, and all that. And again, look at America. I think America is one of the most secured, or so to speak, country in the world. But you see what happened to Mr. Trump in 2 incidents. Even one happened in the White House.
One was before election.
One criminal was able to beat the security apparatus of of America, and even wanted to, you see how Trump was rescued. That is what I'm saying. And the way you watch, when you see our country, Nigeria, our security agents are trying. Did you understand? They cannot be everywhere at the same time. Even God himself. God can be everywhere at the same time, but you can still see a lot of things happen. Did you understand? So to make it simple, we can, and we must defeat terrorists by the special grace of Almighty.
Thankfully, Mr. President, the decision of increasing the divisions, additional divisions of Nigerian armed force, division, 4 additional divisions.
Yes, making it 12 now.
Making it 12 now. Policy of employing additional 30,000 soldiers.
28,000.
28,000 soldiers. So you see, with these are strategies that is ensuring that those on government spaces, the areas that these authorities are operating, are taken charge of by the military, by the security agencies. So these are measures including the employment of 30,000 police, additional police force from year to year.
And also the president also did the forest guards. And so you think with all this now, we can defeat, Nigeria can defeat terrorism.
Nigeria can defeat terrorism. The president, Mr. President, is going in absolutely the right direction. Increasing the manpower capacity, providing the equipment and resources needed, boosting intelligence gathering capacity with surveillance devices and equipment being acquired. So this is absolutely the right thing to do. Those countries like in America and some other countries where they are really advanced in tackling the security challenges, these are the ways they have gone. Improving manpower, improving welfare of the security manpower, providing the equipment needed. That's the only way to go. And with that, we are surely going to defeat terrorism.
Yeah, so we will not defeat only terrorism. We will defeat hunger. We will defeat hunger.
Yeah.
You understand?
Because when there is security, people will go to farm.
Yes.
Is that where you are looking
Yes. By defeating terrorism and all those defeating all those criminal activities, you know, people will have more chance to go to their farms. Because if you watch what is happening, a lot of people are complaining. They're going to farm, they will be attacked and all that. So we will defeat terrorism, defeat hunger. Did you understand? That is why the other time I was telling our governors and local government chairmen that they should look into building covert and grading the roads that lead to the different farms, making the place motorable and all that, so it will make it more easier for the farmers.
All right, you just took the word out of my mouth, because I was about going to what Mr. President said with the guys telling the governors that they should stop building flyovers. But you are saying that the governors should build road. But Mr. President is saying they should stop building flyovers, especially states that does not have traffic congestion and all that. That they should concentrate to make sure they bring good governance to the people. You know, that was what he said in that same meeting where he defended because the Obas of Olubadan of Ibadan visited him yesterday, and is Tinubu right to tell governors on what to do in a federal nation like Nigeria? Do you think, High Chief? Let me first of all take from Nigerians because I know Barrister is going to talk from legal perspective. Yeah, High Chief, is Tinubu right to tell governors what to do with their own money? Why can't he face the federal government that he is the chief executive officer?
You know, that is why when I say that our president is a grassroots politician, he knows what is spending his people. He knows where the problem is, and also not only being a president, he's a father. That's why I do call him the famous builder of men. Did you understand? And when a father sit down and see some certain things, even when you stand on tree, you might not see it. He was just talking as a father. He was just talking as a father of the nation. He was just talking as a famous builder of men. He was just trying to advise his people. Did you understand? So that's what I have to say there. And the governor at the same time, some of them will still like to beautify their place, because flyover is a kind of beautifying your state and all that.
Yes,
but that doesn't stop, because now if you check the allocation that is going to the governors, it's almost 4 times more what was happening before. During the well-respected man, my own brother, the Minister of Works, during his time as a governor of Ebonyi State, he built culverts. And also do am I to put it so you can understand? Also, roads and people was feeding fine as well. How much more now that more money is coming to the states? So they can still build the bridge and make sure that people are okay.
So if you should compare from your own state, because your own state now is like a mini Nigeria. Your state is a part of Nigeria that makes Nigeria what it is now. Because if your state is okay, am I likely to relocate to your own state? So if so if your state now, can you compare now during Umahi that is not getting 4 times, that did not get 4 times money that the current governor is getting now? Can you compare the level of development in your own state?
With all due respect to my able governor and capacity governor, Francis Obonyanwifru, with all due respect to him, you know, Ebonyi State has been very lucky when it comes to governor. Past governors and the governors who do have in Ebonyi State always try their best. They are doing well, you know. But I will say this without looking back. Engineer Dave Umahi was and is one of the best governors Ebonyi State have ever produced.
Because he built bridges.
He not only building bridges, he built bridges, he built roads. Did you understand? That's why I'm talking about grassroots politicians. You know, who knows the problem of their people? Governor Mwifri is trying. You understand? That is why you see when we see, as the other time I was even naming most of the places that developers now have not come, and I'm waiting for him to also send this, because most of the times is that most times we have to let these people know, because they are busy. They are trying to do everything to make sure that their state is okay. So it's our duty to put voice, to let them know, point some certain places. Like in that Ngbana, as I said, you know, most of the things that are not well okay there, they will do it, because governor cannot see everything. It is his people, his commissioners, his state house of assembly representatives, you know, from different constituencies, that will let them know this is what is not happening in this place, so they will keep it in place.
Okay, High Chief, I'll come back to you, because I have one question for you that I want you to handle. But let me go back to the barrister. Barrister, is the president, does he have that right? Is he legal right now to tell governors what to do with their own state allocation? Because I know that when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State, he was not taking instruction from President Obasanjo then to use his money in Lagos State.
Well, I will respond to this question from two angles. Legally, the president doesn't have the constitutional right or power to direct and instruct the governors what to do with the funds allocated to their respective states. However, that is, I have said from the legal angle. However, the president bears the mandate of Nigerians to ensure that developments, that the dividends of democracy are seen at all the levels of government. You see, everybody complains against the president when things are not going right, when people are not, when there is hunger in the land, when there is a low purchasing power, people are complaining against the government, against the president. So what the president is basically saying is that I am giving these people 4 times or more than 4 times what they have received in the previous government. There is no reason, no justification for them not to be able to do what will improve the well-being of their people, reduce hunger in their respective states. So what the state is basically saying, what the president is basically saying is that he is not saying they should not build flyovers at all, but let the cover of building flyovers not be a justification of excuse from not doing what they need to do. The states employ more than 5 times the workforce of the federal government. If the states with the more than 4 times allocation they're receiving improve their salary payment, improve their health provisions within their mandates, most of these complaints you are seeing will not be there. So what president is basically reminding Nigerians is that I am doing my best. I am giving this people enough fund to do their own part. They should do their own part. The government,
I'm feeling like the president is trying to play to the gallery, because the election is coming and it's okay, don't blame me for the failure that is happening in the country. You talk to your governors.
No, the president is not playing to the gallery. This is the reality. The subsidy removal and some other measures the president has initiated has brought in a lot of revenue, and the states are getting more than 4 times.
So the federal government too, they are having 4 times of the revenue.
Yeah, but then within the mandate of the states, primary education, primary health provision, their roads, rural roads, like the High Chief mentioned, the roads leading to the farms, making the farms accessible, providing support for agriculture, those are fully within the mandates of the state.
Federal government is also having 4 times allocation, and they get higher, they get the lion's share of the allocation. So
the federal government, remember, the
federal government is also building bridges and flyovers. Because in Maraba here they are building, the federal government is building flyovers.
Yeah, but remember, the federal government, we can see evidence of what the federal government is putting their own increasing revenues to do. You see the coastal highways going on, opening up the states, connecting all of the states. You see the increase of the divisions of the armed forces. You see the increased recruitment of police force and the other security agencies. You see several things the federal government is doing. But what Mr. President is basically saying that as the federal government is doing its own bit in all of these infrastructure improvements, health sector provisions, and the security agencies, let the states do their own bit. But you go to many states, you from month to month, from time to time, you see no evidence of those significantly increased allocations. Okay, and that's not good.
That is not good for you, right? High Chief, the president said that they should stop building road, and he is saying that president, he talked about the legal angle of it and all that. And I want to ask now. I mean, it might look petty a little bit, but it's part of Mr. President say they should stop building, but his wife is donating money all over the place. His wife is where is the wife getting the money to donate to Nigerians? Because there is no office of the first lady constitutionally.
Okay. You see, when this kind of question comes up, it reminds me, our previous discussion, when I was trying to educate people, about, you see, how to appreciate people when they do good things. I can see that you have forgotten that with due respect, I call her my mother. The wife of the president. I call her my mother because I think you have forgotten that she have contributed a lot of good things in this country. He was a senator, right? And you saw his contributions then. Very outspoken, stand for right things. But you Nigerians, because let me not call Nigeria because it's not Nigeria. It's like you have forgotten all those things because we don't know they have this character of appreciating people when they do good, criticize them when they do bad things. This woman have contributed a lot, and let me put it to you that anywhere you see a successful man, a man that is doing very good, check very well. There's a very beautiful and very, very, very supportive wife around the person. How can wife of president support the husband? How on earth? Even my wife is supporting me.
Sure, your wife is supporting
and
me. And
again, how can the wife of Mr. President support Nigerians? That is when you talk about Akara. That is why I always piss off when I hear some certain things. This woman, the wife of president was trying to talk to the people doing small business, petty business, how he will help them. He's not talking to the graduates that are working in the bank. He's not talking to, there's a level of people he was talking to, trying to help them to do a petty business. But people went to media, misunderstood her, and start saying Akara this and that. Even if you go around the whole street, you see people flying Akara. And this woman is trying to promote everybody, carry everybody along because he married a husband who is a grassroots politician.
Yeah, I understand that because I want us to just trash this because before we go on a short break now, I want us to I understand that yes, it's good to support your husband. It's good to, but the way Mr. President talked about the whole thing yesterday, looking like the governors are the valets now. You are the one spending the money in such a way. That's why I asked you that question. We don't have office of the first lady, and the president's wife is spending money, going, donating, buying rice, doing all that, and where is that money coming from?
That's a good thing for the country.
But legally, is it good? Because it's not in the constitution.
Okay, let me say this. Let me take it in this angle. I don't want to go into whether president's wife is having office or if it's not having office. But let me just say this. Even to you, please, if you have money, give to those that I need. Like me, I told you the other time that I built 7 covers for my community. I put street lights. I am not a local government chairman. I have not even been a councillor. I'm only a high chief. That my hard-earned money, I use it to do a lot of works, and I promise to take you to my kingdom.
Yes.
You will see what I have done. Even me, if I can do this, why won't president's wife support Nigerians? Make sure that people feel good.
Particularly supporting women.
She's a mother. She's a mother.
All right.
She's a mother to the nation.
Everybody should do their bit. That is what Barrister is saying. She is a mother, and they should support Nigeria and support the husband. All right, don't go away. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the discussion. Stay tuned. right, welcome back. We just took that opportunity to have a breather. And now, Barrister, FG labor class over fuel subsidy savings. We are still going back to that issue of money saved. This same money that has been saved, because many Nigerians are feeling like you remove subsidy and we are not feeling the impact of removing the subsidy. Fuel, to buy a liter of fuel now, you understand what I mean. For you to go from here to Ebonyi State to Enugu to Delta to anywhere, you will buy 1.5 tank of your car, to get to wherever you are, and you know what that is going to cost you right now because somebody removed the fuel subsidy. The federal government says fuel subsidy savings funded debt servicing, higher wages, and student loans. But organized laborers, organized laborers reject the claim, demanding transparent records and accusing officials of concealing how the funds were spent. Are Nigerians feeling the benefit of subsidy removal or just the pain? Because it's paining me as the subsidy is no more there. It's paining me right now, as in paining me seriously. Barrister, is it paining you?
Well, my response to this question is that in the few days ago, I checked up and I got information somewhere. We have about 1.2 million students in Nigeria who are benefiting from the students' loan. 1.2 million. 1.2 million, yes. That is to say 1.2 million undergraduates who are on the path of having their graduating from their various disciplines and pursuing their individual goals enabled by the utilization of that fund, the subsidy savings. The 4 times revenue the state governments are getting from that subsidy savings,
which is advising them not to be
the president is advising them to utilize properly. The debt servicing that has helped the Nigerian debt system is from that subsidy saving.
But we are still holding trillions.
Yes, but without that utilization of those funds to service the debts, it could have been a lot more. And the more the debt the country owns, the more it impacts on the foreign investor confidence in the economy. So we are saying that the students' loan, the credit core that is giving credits, credits to workers, civil servants, are all application of that subsidies.
Hi, Chief. The pains that Nigerians are going through, at what cost? Who pays it? Because Nigerians are actually going through. And the federal government is telling us that they use the savings to do all that. And people are not really feeling it, what the government. The barrister is echoing now what the officials, but me as a Nigerian, is not talking to me like a Nigerian. I mean, I've gradually become a vulnerable Nigerian right now. So who is paying the cost of pain Nigeria are facing right now?
Yeah, that is why everybody in this country needs to be very happy with Mr. President for having a president that can make hard decisions, no matter who it will affect.
You are also supporting Mr. President.
No matter the political bulldozers it will affect. Is it better for few people to be eating the subsidy money or for it to be beneficiary to this whole country? Look, let me tell you, he just named one. What about the roads? The way do you think that the Minister of Works get the money he used in building all these beautiful roads all over the nations? Where do you think he gets the money? It's from that subsidy money. Where do you understand? So, and we are lucky to have a president that can make hard decisions, such as that. That is why I'm telling you, in this administration, that a son of nobody can become somebody without knowing nobody.
Because of the student's loan.
Because of the student's loan. Your son can apply. My daughter can apply. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where is your state.
You don't need connection.
You don't need connection. The connection is the decision the Mr. President have taken. Did you understand? That is why I will support him. I will do everything between my power to make sure I campaign for him when it's time. One-on-one conversation to make sure he's back. I'll go all the states. All I'm doing it with my money. You understand? Because I know we need such president for now. I am not saying, like I said, that others are not good, but this kind of critical situation in Nigeria, we need someone that can make a hard decision.
The thing is that Nigerians are feeling pain.
And let me tell you this, we are lucky to be in Nigeria, because here is one of the cheapest place you buy the countries will buy fuel cheap. You like I said, in UAE, in Dubai, I don't think that $100 fuel, if you take it to if you drive with it from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, that's the capital of Dubai, and come back, the fuel will finish. In Kenya, the same thing.
$100.
I am telling you the truth.
$100.
You can buy 10,000
from Dubai to Abu Dhabi is like 3 hours. Right?
No, it's not 3 hours. It's like 4 hours.
4 hours.
There, go and come back.
That is about 8 hours.
Did you understand?
So it's like driving from here to Lagos. No, I want Nigeria to understand this.
Okay.
Driving from here to Lagos.
So to speak.
Okay, so like $100.
Yes.
Fuel cannot take.
It can only take you to Abu Dhabi, come back to Dubai, and the fuel is finished.
It's finished.
Yes.
$100 is about 150. It's almost the same thing. Like
it cannot be the same thing.
Wow. Okay.
Did you understand?
Yes.
About 150,000.
Because from Abuja to Lagos is about 6-7 hours.
Yes. No, that is when the roads were good. But
even the roads are good now.
Okay. No, the Abuja Lagos is bad.
It depends. The roads are good. The roads are good.
Okay, you are continuing.
Okay, and what I'm saying, even in Kenya, you can buy 6,000 shillings fuel. You know, you can use it for 2 days. You understand? And 1,000 shillings is about 11,000 naira. Times 6. But here you can fill your tank with let's say 80,000 or 70,000 or 100,000 as case might be for big cars, you know.
Yes,
and you use it for 3, 4, 5 days.
60,000, 70,000.
You use it for 3, 4, 5 days. So Nigeria is a very good place. The only thing we need to know, we need to do here, I keep on saying that, is that we should identify ourselves as Nigerians.
And believe in Nigeria.
Believe in Nigeria. Leave all these tribal problems, issues. Are you from where? Are you Yoruba? Are you Hausa? Are you Igbo? You understand? If we can identify ourselves as Nigerians, see this our. In fact, I have traveled places, but I'm always comfortable when I'm here.
Yeah, because it's your home. Yeah.
And apart from, I became more comfortable in this administration. You know why?
Yes. Well,
you know why?
Well, I would like to know.
Okay, because my president is taking a decision that my children will enjoy in future.
Wow.
Generations to come will benefit from the completion, implementation of the Renew Hope agenda we are seeing.
They might not know now.
You may not see it now, but the truth is that what we see with Nigerians is that because the problems have so much amassed, we want it all solved in one sweep. I understand that. I'm a Nigerian, or some of us see the understanding where people are coming from, but patience, when the reforms that are being implemented now is something, it takes a little patience from some of us, which is a sacrifice we only need to make.
But the way you people are talking, you are talking as if maybe you have a very soft spot for Mr. President. No. That's how I am feeling now. I'm trying to feel like how my viewers or other Nigerians watching you are feeling, because I know the kind of what it takes now to buy fuel, to take, even to transport your goods. Now, let me give you an example. The gari that people say in Abuja here is not like the kind of gari that I was used to when I was growing up. So it doesn't go down well with me. So each time I travel home, I like to buy gari, probably a bag, and bringing it. But you find out that the cost of bringing that gari to Abuja here is expensive. And why? Because of the cost of fuel.
Because which came from the removal of the
subsidy. So that's the pain.
Now look at what. Just see a picture.
Okay.
See a picture of what they're doing now. With the removal of subsidy, truly, some prices have gone up because of the removal of the subsidy. And to return the money back, government is funding the net fund, funding the credit card, funding the several intervention schemes that are intended to help alleviate the impact of the removal. The truth is that if we are seeing it only from the angle of the increase of things, we are not seeing the full picture. If we see the picture from the angle of increasing salary, increasing welfare schemes, health insurance, the law fund, the Krobiko, the welfare for the security agencies, enabling people to be able to go back to their farms, the full picture will show you that we are going the right direction. When we get to that direction we are going, you will see that our incomes, purchasing power, will overcome this increase we are feeling now. Okay. So just patience.
It's patience. Do you agree with him that we need patience?
Yeah, we need patience, you know, because a Rome was not built in a day. You understand? So you know, like I keep on saying this, that our Nigeria is a very big country. You know, we are the giant of Africa. Okay. Yes, we are a very big country, and you know, like I said, most of these decisions, most of these steps this administration is taking, we will start enjoying in time to come. You know, but that doesn't mean that Mr. President doesn't know that a lot of people, like in the market in rural areas, you know, are having it difficult because of the situation. He knows this, but I think it's better for us to, you know, manage now, and if our future. So
what you're saying is that Nigerians should accommodate Mr. President a little while, you know, things will get better, everything will normalize, right?
Okay, you know.
I just mentioned of Gary now.
You know, when you
eat a banana.
Okay, let's see what happened in Libya. In Libya, when Gaddafi was alive, most of us that know that place, he do get every end of the month he will dash people money, flowers, yes, this and that, or all kinds of food, and they didn't make them more lazy. He made them more lazy. When Gaddafi is no longer there, the whole country collapsed almost. Yeah. So I don't want in a situation any person can come and start dashing Nigerians food, this and that. Let that person make decisions that will put our country in the right place, you know, that will be counted as one of the civilized nations. Did you understand? Then everybody will enjoy it. See, everything comes and go, including me and you. There's a limit time here.
That is nature.
Yes, that's nature. So so that when we die and go wherever we go, which I believe will be in heaven by the grace of God.
Yeah, some people will reincarnate depending on what they believe.
Anyway, depending on what they believe, you understand. So that we know that the people, the future, our unborn children, our children, they will have a better life and a better country.
All right. Should the federal government publish a full update of fuel subsidy savings? Because we are just hearing we give governors 4 times, but federal government is not telling us what they got, but nobody is also mentioning local government and so should we support Labour now to ask the federal government to demand for to publish so that we know who and who to hold responsible? Do you buy this idea, Barrister?
Yes, accountability is what everyone supports. Accountability, everyone supports transparency, and I believe we have a president who has the listening ear that Nigerians have been praying for. I believe this demand for publishing the audited, I'm sure Mr. President has had that, and he's hearing the demands, and I'm sure he's working in the direction of someday giving Nigerians the information that all of us.
What if he did not publish? What is
I don't want to say what if I've said that we have a listening president who listens and takes action in the direction of what people are demanding. What he said about the governor is because of what he hears people demanding. So I'm sure that as he's hearing about this demand, appropriate decision will be made to make public information that people need. He will have a listening president, and that is what we are very happy about.
What if the president did not publish the audited account? Yes, he has come out to make publicly that the governors are receiving 3-4 times of what they were earning before. What if the president did not yield to the Labour's demand?
If I am Mr. President, I will even be very, 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 very careful the things I say, because you can see that whatever Mr. President say, anywhere in the world, not only him. People will go to media and they misinterpret it. Like now, if our president start talking to his boys, like last time, people will start saying, grab it, take it, and run away. And they're forgetting that somebody can even imitate Bible or imitate God, so to speak. You know, like Bible said, the kingdom of God suffereth violent, and violent take it by force. That doesn't mean, you know, it just depends. You understand? So if I am Mr. President, I'll be very careful to what I say, because action speak louder than voice, and that's what I like about him, because he believes in action. He make a decision that will put us in a good position in future. So than, you know, talking all this, like I told you, that he's too busy. When people are there castigating and you know, trying to criticize him, he's there also thinking, how can this country get better? Let me ask you, what do you think that Mr. President need that he doesn't have? He's okay. He's okay. So I'm coming. He's well established. All what he's thinking that makes him sleepless every night is how this country is going to be better. And I want people to understand this. You understand?
So you feel that it's because of Nigerians? That's why Mr. President is there. And that is the reason why I will vote for him again. He's there. That is the reason why I vote for him again. Because I know every night as we are sleeping, he is thinking how this country will be better. Wow. I don't think every Nigerian will agree with you on that.
Of course, everybody must not agree.
Not everybody.
But the truth is that you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
That is it.
That is it.
Okay. Now let's move to the issue of, because our time is almost off now. Resident doctors announced indefinite strike. Yes, again we are coming to this, and Mr. President said this is where I am having problem or challenges with some of the things that you are saying, because I'm in Nigeria. You understand? Fuel subsidy has been removed. Now doctors are going on strike right now. Can we fix our healthcare system without fixing doctors' welfare? What is the problem in fixing? Do you think that we actually have a idea? Why is it that every now and then doctors are on strike?
Oh,
yes, go ahead.
I want to assure you that in a very short time, the problem of doctors' welfare will be fixed. I am very aware that the nature and the kind of person we have in Mr. President, he has his plan that is going to be unfolded in a short while.
Regarding healthcare system.
Regarding the healthcare system.
Okay, you have information towards that.
I don't want to say much here, but if you look at his precedents, his antecedents, last year, when this issue of strike, the doctors threatened about going on strike, Mr. President issued a directive to the ministers, to the Minister of Health, to ensure appropriate measures were done to address the complaints of the doctors, and they shelved the strike then, and negotiations have been ongoing towards reaching a conclusive package of solutions to address the healthcare complaints. So this strike threat they are bringing up now, I know it's all about ensuring that what they have discussed is implemented. We have a president who has the boldness and the boldness to take firm and forceful decisions. I'm sure he's going to do that.
Okay.
Because he loves to see that our healthcare is working.
Okay. Now, High Chief, you know, I know you've traveled wide, both from Africa, away from Africa, and other Western countries like that. You know, would you agree that Nigeria losing its best doctors? We have, if you go to, apart from the doctors we are having in Africans, we have many doctors from Nigerian origins in United Kingdom and United States of America. Losing its best doctors is because of poor working conditions. Don't you think that because of this welfare issue is making many of them to leave this country? In fact, I just treated one case of a nursing, this person is a nurse now, who left this country. I needed just a paper, and because I'm in Abuja, she called me to help her get those things solved, and others. Many of them are leaving.
Anyway, I thank God that the situation in Nigeria, or while the doctors want to go on strike, is not the same situation that is happening in South Africa, because South Africa, doctors there want to go on strike or threaten to leave because the South African people, some South African people came and said they should stop treating foreigners. You know, because of that, their work is to save life, and they want to go on strike. And let me say this, that doctors going on strike here everybody have a right to go on strike. If you want to negotiate something with government and you feel that they are not being given listening ear, you can go on strike. And that doesn't mean that that will be the end of everything. No, if you go on strike, it's just like when you are trying to reason together, they will come to a round table, and to end in dialogue. Just like he said that our president is a president that listens. Even I know that before you know it, maybe before you invite us again, you see that the matter will be sorted out.
Yes.
So I am saying that it's their right to go on strike if they want to go on strike, and it's the right also of the government and the citizens to listen, and know what is the problem, and it will be sorted out.
Okay, so you believe that the welfare situation will be sorted out probably because they said it's August 10th that they are going to go on strike, and today is just 31st, so maybe in about 10 days from now they'll go on strike. That between now and 10th the president is going to listen. And
because I'm a possibilitarian, I believe that everything is possible.
Well, that is a new word now, possibilitarian.
I believe that everything is possible.
I certainly share that view before 10th. So before you come here, if we are going to come here on this platform,
definitely you will come here again, because I still have more questions to ask you. The way I'm seeing two of you, talking supporting Mr. President in all his policy. I've not seen where you fought Mr. President in his policies. It's like you are just taking Mr. President. Everything he has done is perfect.
When you do the right thing, we'll support you. If you do anything, that is not right, we feel it's not okay, we will still talk.
Yes.
We will still talk,
yes.
And that is why we are like father and son. You understand?
Yes.
We reason together. After all, the other time you ask me is if I'm Mr. President, what will I do different? I tell you, I will reason Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
So that is it.
and to add to what the Chief said now, I want to also say that now that I am aware that Mr. President sometimes in the Southeast, the security challenge you're having in the Southeast will surely and significantly be dampened or solved with the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And I believe that Mr. President is working in that direction.
No, I don't think that is official.
I'm not speaking officially. But I said I believe.
You believe that solving that, releasing Nnamdi Kanu,
yes, I believe
will solve the problem of insecurity in that part.
Yes. And I believe Mr. President to do it.
We do it.
Yes.
Well, if the Southeast,
because he's a father to all.
That will also be because if I should look at this, the way the Southwest, when it comes to their insecurity in the Southwest, you will see all of them rally around together. But I'm not saying that in this, though it's not part of what we are discussing on the newspaper. But this is like as you are talking, things comes and all that, because we are all looking for solutions to every problem. As is happening in Southeast, is also affecting us here. We used to see good Opa from Enugu. Now we are not saying all that again. I can see that some Nigerians are mixing flour, elubo, with Opa now. So everything has its own impact. So what I'm saying is this: we are not saying they are not aligning together in order to solve that particular insecurity in the Southeast.
And anyway, the truth, let me just say this. Like I said, we have a president that when we are sleeping, he's thinking how to make sure that the insecurity is ended. They have to make sure that people enjoy the country, that people benefit a lot. So, and I believe that he's a father, and all those things with time, all those things will be a thing of past.
All right. Thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. Anytime I engage with you, even though I may not totally agree with you on what you are saying, and you might not also totally agree with me on what I am asking you on and all that, but it's always interesting interacting with you anytime you come on the show. I believe I'm going to have you back very soon. I will also look for another program to fix you. Thank you very much for coming on the show, Barrister Baikalo Korea.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And High Chief Wisdom Okoye. I want to miss the name. I want to call Okoye. Why is it? What a coincidence. Yes.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, welcome to the show.
We're always ready to come when you invite us.
Okay, no problem. Now, to our viewer, thank you for investing your time with us, and I think that you've enjoyed yourself, listening to these great men, the great Nigerians in the studio. I will be with you again next week. My name is Chukunalu AK. Have a great weekend. Bye.